All right, Shalom, Shalom, Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, to the elders and bishops that rule well, who I learned this truth from, and salutations and blessings to you 144,000 and the one-third, you brothers and you few sisters that take heed in sincerity and in truth. So I'm not sure what I'm going to title this lesson yet, but it's going to deal with the concept and theory and pretty much the enterprise, right? The goal of Esau of transhumanism. Now, what is transhumanism? Transhumanism is pretty much you can look it up, it's, on Google officially and look up the explanations, but it's pretty much the theory and it's a goal. It's not even really a theory because Esau has been, setting the gears in motion for years to try to ascend the condition and physical limitations of this body, pretty much going into spiritual power, but on the left hand side, you know, as the book of First Corinthians says, in the twinkling of an eye, right, in a moment, the elect, their bodies are going to be changed. They're going to be given that incorruptible, right? The corruptibles are going to be taken out. But let's start here. Isaiah 14 and 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee, right? Thy pomp, right? That pride, that great confidence that you have, pretty much that over overdrive of pride, right? How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations, right? And this is where you wacky, right? You wacky tacky, out of date, right? Completely bugged out Christians, right? You pretty much, you don't know what the hell's going on when you read the scripture, right? You actually think of Lucifer in your mind. You picture that guy in the Netflix specials, Lucifer. He fell from heaven. No, this is talking about your power structure. The word Lucifer means enlightened one or light bearer, right? You are the enlightened ones. You're the ones that call yourselves the Illuminati, the enlightened ones. So it's not talking about even Satan. It's talking about really the counterpart on earth to Satan, you Edomites, right? You children of the wicked. It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High, And we pretty much found out you can't go up into space, man. Not in these bodies, because you got waters up there. You got waters under the firmament, and you got waters above the firmament, And you doubles, you want to paint a good picture. Oh, we found this distant galaxy, and just the other day they said that scientists they found a ball of energy, pretty much, that's, I forget how many times larger than the sun. Oh, we found this distant planet, and we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go to Mars, and no, man, look, you devils, man, you're gonna go into the clefts of the rocks, man. You're gonna go, you're gonna get you might get a little sickle, or some tool for either farming or mining or some type of labor. That's all you're gonna get. Okay, it said, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. And again, that's not talking about there's no hell, man. There's no such place called hell of eternal punishment. Hell is referring to a condition or a state, right? You want to see hell on earth? You're seeing it unfold. You're seeing hell on earth, literally. So let's go. This is brightside.me, and I found this hilarious. It said, how long can we live if we constantly have organ transplants? It says, time is priceless, and most of us would probably agree to live much longer if we could stay healthy and young. It's a question of current interest. If a person can constantly prolong life just by changing details. And let me just say this, right? Like, you have this belief and pretty much worship and praise of the so-called medical system, which is nothing but a farce, which is nothing but a damn death system, really, draining you, quick, draining you slowly, you know, and pretty much poisoning you and treating you at the same time, and then just taking your money until you die. But you have this notion and belief of, oh, the doctor, he can save me, he can take out my kidneys and put a new kidney in me, he can take out this, he can give me a heart transplant. Look, all those things are wicked. you know all these breakthroughs of medical science, and oh, all these, look, when you take out something, when you take out an organ, let's say you need another kidney, right? You take out one kidney, you put in a foreign kidney. Don't you know that they have to give you something called uh, what is it, anti-rejection medication, which pretty much means it keeps your immune system at bay, because your immune system sees this as a foreign object, man, and it's pretty much saying, what the fuck is this shit? And then it starts attacking you, starts attacking that foreign kidney or gallbladder or whatever the hell it is. So you got to take anti-rejection pills for the rest of your life, because your immune system, your nature is telling you, yo, this is off, this is not right. You got to take that shit for the rest of your life. You got to take all kinds of other pills to keep the regulatory functions of that kidney, just for that kidney. So what is that really telling you? The Most High is saying, look, motherfucker, you should be dead. Well, since you don't want to be dead, you're gonna live a life of hell. You're gonna feel pain. You're gonna have all kinds of side effects. I'll tell you, all these anti-rejection meds you're gonna take for the rest of your life. The side effects include, but are not limited to, blah 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 blah. That's a curse, man, and that's really telling you, just hang it up, man. You know. I just wanted to say that, because look how these devils are treating it. They just said, look, just swap parts. Oh, you got a bad heart, take out this, put in a new one. You got this, you got that, switch it up. That's a carnal man thinking, and best believe, like, I'll tell you straight up, if I was in the hospital and they said, look, you need a heart transplant or you're gonna die, I said, look, man, I'm good. I'm not looking for no heart transplant, right? You people, you can try to defy the Most High and say, look, no, I want 10 years. Well, if you want extra time, pray to the Most High. Pray to the Most High, like in the scriptures. Just imagine changing something about you that stopped working, like a car or computer. Seems like a perfect way out. We at Brightside were curious if it would even be possible to live forever if we could transplant organs easily. It doesn't seem like a big fairy tale if you try to imagine that in the future all of our organs could be replaced easily, but there is a question about whether it can help us make the duration of our lives longer. There is a legend about David Rockefeller that had 7 heart transplants and 2 kidney transplants in 20 years. He lived to be 101 years old. Case in point. This damn devil, man, David Rockefeller. David D. Rockefeller, right? Even if this is true, we're curious to see if it would be possible to live even longer, but the cost of organ transplants can be pretty high. You will pay $500 for a shoulder, $1,500 for the eyes. A heart can cost more than 250 grand. In total, it could cost more than $1 million. In theory, yes, we could live much longer. Kidneys and heart transplants can prolong our lives dramatically and help us live 20 more years. But we also shouldn't forget about post-operative complications, including infections and organ rejection, which the body always rejects the organs because it's foreign. It doesn't look at it like, oh, here's the upgrade, guys. Here's a new heart. No, this is a foreign object. Right? The immune system can be very vulnerable, which is why it often rejects transplanted organs. Fortunately, medical science is constantly growing, and now they've found a solution using stem cells. These stem cells can help a body adjust and not reject the transplants. Again, more fuckery, man, more witchcraft that these devils push. Let's tweak it up. Let's change the Most High's plan. The Most High set it up one way, but no, let's change the programming. Let's switch it up. Let's change the software. Right? A damn devil, man. But let's make a simple calculation of how many operations we would need to live to 1,000 years. And why did they pick 1,000 years? Because that was the ancient threshold. That was the totality of a man's life. That was the maximum. And I'll tell you, that's a pretty fucking good deal, man. That's an amazing fucking deal. You're 100 and you're 1/10 of your life. You lived a 1/10 of your life. That's amazing. You know, it says a typical patient will live 10 to 15 years longer with a kidney transplant, so 66 operations are necessary. Heart transplants add an average 20 years, so this would require 50 operations. Liver transplants can prolong someone's life for around 30 years. This means 33 operations. I like the numbers here. Lung transplants can increase life by 10 years, so 100 operations are needed to live to 1,000 years. And this is the devil, man. The Most High set up plants and herbs, right? Different barks and roots and stems and leaves and buds and flowers for your medicine, for your life, right? For your lungs, for your heart, for your kidneys, for your gallbladder, for your stomach, for your colon, you know, for all these things to work properly, for the river of life, for your blood to flow properly, for your lymphatic to drain toxins out properly. You know, everything is set up in nature, but Esau's like, no, 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 we can do it. We can do it better. A damn devil, man. One way or another, even if the aging process of vital organs is slowed down with the help of organ transplantation, there can be other factors that won't allow us to live forever or that much longer. It could be the longevity of the DNA that has been embedded in us since birth, for example. Basically, your chances are good to live a healthier life after its transplant nowadays, but to think that by doing this you can live much longer than others has still yet to be determined. Now, this is just a basic article to kind of poke at the idea, but now let's go. So I have this article here. This is Transhumanism and the Illuminati, wariscrime.com. Okay, August 29, 2015. It says transhumanism may seem like a crackpot fringe movement, but it is the new ideology of the Illuminati. And again, Illuminati just means enlightened ones or illuminated ones, light bearer, right? It was a group of men started by Adam Weishaupt in 1776. You can research that for yourself. Transhumanism is expressed as a bizarre aspiration to achieve immortality according to lunatic ambitions like cryogenics, placing miniature robots in our bloodstream, augmenting ourselves as cyborgs, and even uploading our minds to the internet. None of this is a farce anymore. None of this is Twilight Zone. None of this is just crazy talk, right? They've been doing this, and they're speedily accelerating towards it. You know, they're almost there pretty much. But again, this is the Most High playing like cat and mouse. He's having a good time with this. He's having fun. He pretty much has you heathens in derision, man. You know, not pretty much, but he has you in derision. Sounds like the prognostications of a mad scientist, like that scripture in Isaiah. Where are the prognosticators? your witches, your warlocks, your fortune tellers, right? However, these new trends are being spearheaded by the likes of Google, and are therefore in the hands of those who have at their disposal the means to exercise extraordinary control over our lives. One of Google's own heads of engineering, Ray Kurzweil, is the adored modern-day prophet of transhumanism. The truth is that a formidable conspiracy has taken place under our noses for the last 50 years, while all the attention of conspiracy researchers has been focused on JFK, UFOs, and 9/11. A plot to create the ultimate surveillance tool has proceeded almost unexpected. It has been the plan to bring about the all-seeing eye of the reverse side of the American dollar bill, the personal computer. The history of transhumanism is the history of Satanism in our time. It begins with the cybernetics group, a CIA front headed by Norbert Wiener. In God and Golem Incorporated, Wiener compares the creation of artificial intelligence with the Kabbalistic legend of the Golem, a supposed living being created through magical means. And this AI is a demon. It's a portal to the intelligence of the spiritual realm, pretty much. You know, Esau's angels, Satan's angels, you know, pretty much. From the cybernetics group also emerged MK Ultra, the CIA's mind control program. And these are great topics of research for brothers that are not really familiar with this, right? MK Ultra, mind control program, which was an extension of the Nazis' experiments of schizophrenics imported with Operation Paperclip. MK Ultra promoted the mind-expanding quality of psychedelic drugs based on occult legends that the shamans of ancient times used similar substances equated with the apple of the tree of knowledge to contact the spirit world. Through MK Ultra, patients among the beat poets like Allen Ginsberg and agents William S. Burroughs, the CIA produced the hippie culture of 60s. With sex, drugs, and rock and roll, they fulfilled the plans of the Frankfurt School to overthrow traditional morality by way of the infamous bands of the Laurel Canyon scene, in league with members of Crowley's OTO, the Manson family, and the Church of Satan. Now, these things were all going on at that time, and you can see how things are shaping up to show you Esau has been orchestrating a lot of things, man, and pretty much almost everything in pop culture, popular culture, in society, the way people think and operate and what their ideas and ideals are, and what their beliefs and motivations and all that shit. Esau's behind a lot of that, man. And it was to his own detriment, right? So is he not living out the son of perdition, right? He's the son of perdition. He's literally laying out seeds so that it will destroy his own society, corrupt his own people, and everyone else. It says, through MK Ultra's patience, down here, it says, knowing that the creation of the computer would be correctly suspected as a tool of Big Brother, the CIA aligned the hippie ideals with the emerging computer culture to produce a movement called cyberpunk, from which transhumanism evolved. And with cyberpunk begins a true story of the Illuminati conspiracy in our time. It starts with an avant garde movement known as Situationism, which evolved from occult and fascist influence art movements like Dada, Lettrism, and Surrealism. By aligning with the French postmodernist philosophers and teaming up with William S. Burroughs, Andy Warhol, and the New York Underground, they produced the punk movement of the late 1970s. The punk movement was closely connected with the emerging chaos magic scene derived from Crowley's student Austin Osman Spare. So you're seeing, this guy, he's linked up with, they're all linked up. All right, that's what you're seeing. This is all one agenda, one enterprise. There's no loose ends. There's no, I want to do this. No, no, no. We're doing this, man. We got this field, these people helping us, this group. We got this movement, right? It says it was heavily influenced by the parody religion of Discordianism, founded by a good friend of Lee Harvey Oswald, Kerry Thornley, whom Jim Garrison suspected of serving as Oswald's double. Discordianism's leading exponent was Robert Anton Wilson, author of the Illuminati's trilogy and a key figure in the occult of neo-paganism and neo-shamanism, along with Terence McKenna, together with MKUltra agent Timothy Leary, who went from evangelist of LSD to evangelist for the personal computer. They become the father figures of the cyberpunk movement. Its leading publication was the techno-pagan Mondo 2000, founded by R.U. Sirius, who went on to become a major figure in the transhumanist movement. Transhumanist themes have been reflected for decades in the movies such as 2001: A Space Odyssey, Blade Runner, the Terminator series, The Matrix, and Transcendence, but is best encapsulated in the recent movie Lucy, starring Scarlett Johansson, who takes a smart drug to achieve ever-increasing intelligence until she merges her mind with the internet to become a god, right? And in that movie Lucy, at the end, right, that's what happens. She becomes everything. She's in everything, right? She becomes like a god, meaning present, omnipotent. She's everywhere and she can do all things. If you watch that movie, they mentioned Transcendence with Johnny Depp. That was also a very good one. It's pretty long and tedious, but it gets to the point of downloading, hey, we don't need these bodies. We can just use the mind, download that to a new vessel, and pretty much, move our spirit around in different bodies. All right. It says, and this is all the imaginations of the heathen, the vain imaginations of the Edomites. Just madness. It says this idea is rooted in an age-old cult belief first developed in the 16th century by Isaac Luria, father of the New Kabbalah and the godfather of Rosicrucianism. Luria's idea, which proposed that man was evolving through time to become God, served as the basis for the theory of evolution, promoted by Thomas Huxley's X Club. Huxley's grandsons were Aldous Huxley, the visionary behind MKUltra, and eugenicist Julian Huxley, a founder of UNESCO. Julian also wrote the introduction to the phenomenon of man by Jesuit priest Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, known as the Catholic Darwin, identified as the leading influence, and that's why that whole Catholicism is a joke. It's the false prophet in the book of Revelation. What is that, 16? Right, the three spirits come out of the mouth of the frog. That whole Catholicism is a joke. Catholicism means to make universal, to make everything into one. Like the Tower of Babel. And that's why when you look up the Big Bang Theory, the creator of that was a Jesuit Catholic priest. So you start wondering, you start scratching your head, what the fuck's going on? These are all agents of chaos and Satan, pretty much. It says, identified as the leading influence of the New Age movement, Teilhard is also regarded as the patron saint of the internet. Teilhard influenced Marshall McLuhan, Arthur C. Clarke, Philip K. Dick, and Terence McKenna with his theory of a noosphere, which would represent humanity's development of a collective consciousness, today referred as the global mind. It underlines the plans of Google and the transhumanists in creating an artificial intelligence by merging with the internet, which will represent the accumulation of the totality of human knowledge. And that's why you have a term called the Internet of Things, right? Like they're saying everything is uploaded to the internet, or now they call it the cloud. It's all in the cloud, right? And that's the scriptures too, because it says the heaven shall reveal his iniquity. So all the books, all the information is also in the cloud, the truth, with the lies and the disinformation as well. It says, and be able to peer into every aspect of our lives, it will achieve omniscience. This, the transhumanists believe, will serve as a new God to unite the world in a communal purpose and usher in the new age of what Kurzweil refers to as the singularity. To understand the Luciferian significance of these ambitions, McLuhan himself explained, quote, electric information environments being utterly ethereal foster the illusion of the world as spiritual substance. It is now a reasonable facsimile of the mystical body of Christ, a blatant manifestation of the Antichrist. After all, the prince of this world is a very great electric engineer. Again, just going into the madness and the vanity, but there's a lot of dots connected here, right? All these people are connected, man. They're all occultists, they're all illuminists, they're all devil worshippers, right? For lack of a better term. They're all demons. They're evil, right? And they're all connected to one enterprise, one purpose. Now there was this article, and you brothers can check this out. This is a good set. I'm not going to read all this. This is from The Thinking. What is this? The Thinking. TheThinkingConservative.com. Right? Beyond the Great Reset, the Transhumanist Agenda. And like I said, you can read this because they have good points. Here's a summary. I'm going to read I'm going to read two parts. I'm going to read the 6G, and you can download these right here. Here's a PDF. You can download the whole thing. So it says, the notion of smart cities unnerves a lot of people, and for good reason. A smart city has cameras around every corner and digital sensors embedded in pretty much everything, from your car to your sink faucet. This interconnected network, linked through the ghoulish Internet of Things. What does the word ghoulish mean? Ghoul means demon or wicked spirit when you look it up in etymology. So that's another interesting thing. And the brother, the brother Gabar Allah from our camp, he mentioned a few weeks ago actually. I overheard him mention there's a demon that these devils conjure up for their technology purposes, for their different various technological enterprises. I forget that name of that demon. If the brother's watching, he can put that up, Babakusha. But that's a good topic to bring out as well, because like I said, all these people, you just think, oh, they're just making microchips, and they're just nerds, they love math and algebra and geometry, and they're just nerds. They're doing their no. These are occultists, man. This isn't the science club after school. Where you make some project. No, these are top witches that are creating devices pretty much for the detriment of people. To degrade people, to make people less, to make them stupid, to pretty much destroy them in various ways, right? In various ways, man. Anyway, it says 5G networks are needed to glue any digital uh, termite colony together. Even now across Asia and elsewhere, plans are being laid for the 6G revolution. In this Samsung white paper, we witness milestones in the life of a blonde South Korean digital native, from primitive 4G to modern 5G to ultra smart 6G. Right, 2010, 2020, you see her, right, in 10 years, and then in 2030. Now it's going to explain. As a wee babe in 2010, she became dependent on her glowing smartphone, like many children now, right? By 2020, she's an independent woman whose physical being is monitored by wearable devices. Through earbuds, her consciousness is tuned by sensory augmentation. Even her fridge is smart enough to keep tabs on her. Nothing is private, nothing is sacred, but everything down to her pretty little toes is smart. By 2030, her whole consciousness will be shaped by 6G powered augmented reality. Indoors, bug eyed robots will ogle her from her nightstand. Outside, drones will watch her from the sky. Over time, she'll effectively fuse with the machine. She won't just be smart, she'll be super 6G smart. But it'll take a sprawling 6G technology, so like a 6G wireless infrastructure, to build her humming smart city and cozy smart home. Right, it says today's exponential growth of advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence, robotics, and automation will usher in unprecedented paradigm shifts in the wireless communication. Pretty much, they don't know what's going to happen. We haven't. It's unprecedented. We can't even study what's going to happen. We can't even predict really. And Esau loves that. He's an agent of chaos. You know, these circumstances lead to four major megatrends: advancing towards 6G connected machines, use of AI for the wireless communication, openness of mobile communications, and increased contribution for achieving social goals. Part of this connectedness and openness is having every element of your life recorded and replicated in virtual space. Using that information, corporations and governments can construct a virtual model of your entire being inside and out. They can anticipate your wants and behaviors and provide just the right stimulus to keep you in line. On a broad scale, they can do the same with every person, device, robot, and squirrel within reach of their senses. These digital twins can then be studied and manipulated in virtual space, soul clones to be played with like dolls. Digital replica. With the help of advanced sensors, AI, and communication technologies, it will be possible to replicate physical entities, including people. So, what do you think when Yahushua said, if it be possible? Hold on. Right, Matthew 24:24. For there shall arise false anointed or false messiahs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders. And these will be prophets as well, so-called modern day prophets. These false prophets, I'll say. These technocratic fanatics, man. You know, oh, look at all these miracles we can do, and we can do this and that. Oh my God, this is the new way of life, right? It's gonna look exciting, man. Right? Just like when you guys remember the Motorola phones came out, that shit was exciting. You could have a ringtone, man. Do you know how big that was back in the early mid 2000s? You have a fucking ringtone? I remember that was exciting. So you can imagine how different it's gonna be now with 6G, 5G, and 6G. Right? It says, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So, what is that thing the brothers mentioned? Project Bluebeam. This is what I'm exactly thinking about right as I read this. Replicate physical entities, including people, devices, objects, systems, and even places in a virtual world. So they can project a whole city. They can project a different planet. They can project whatever, man. An alien invasion, just like Ronald Reagan said. All right. This digital replica of a physical entity is called a digital twin. In a 6G environment, through digital twins, users will be able to explore and monitor the reality in a virtual world without temporal or spatial constraints. Users will be able to observe changes or detect problems remotely through the representation offered by digital twins. In order to realize advanced multimedia services such as truly immersive XR, mobile hologram, and digital replica, 6G needs to provide a much higher data rate than 5G. Come the revolution, augmented humans will live in a technocratic paradise. Will be like wingless, social angels crawling around our 6G powered termite mound. This is madness, man. This is what they want. The smart city, 50-minute city, all right? Climate change. Oh, you can't drive your. Look, man, this is what they want. They want you in a cubicle. They want you. They want you jakes. They want your resources. They want your power. They want you as a battery, pretty much like in the Matrix. And then I'm gonna read this part. It's called I Human. Hold on, where's that one? Yeah, the Royal Society, I Human. Humans are a tool-making, tool-using species by nature. This leads transhumanists to ask quite reasonably if there's an essential difference between a spear-throwing caveman and a jacked-in cyborg controlling a drone swarm with her brain. In I Human, blurring the lines between mind and machine, Royal Society scholars note that in ancient Rome, a physician would slap an electric ray on a patient's dome to treat headaches. And doesn't that sound like what Esau does now? Or he did that back in at the turn of the century, electric shock therapy. That's the same spirit, man. Right? And you can look that up for yourself. Right? Scribonius Longus, the Roman physician who used electricity as a treatment. Right? He was a 1st century AD Roman physician who served at the court of Emperor Claudius, which was a demon. He was a Edomite demon, man, Claudius. Okay? And reportedly accompanied the Roman army in the conquest of Britain. He is famous for having written a pharmacopoeia, list of recipes that was used in Europe until the 17th century. And also for being the first known to have used electricity as a remedy. Which that just shows you the spirit of Esau, man. He just resurrected that old Roman ideology. Oh, let's just electric shock therapy. shock his brain till he's right. Madness, man. There's all kinds of remedies and proper herbs and plants and concoctions, a skilled physician can make, right, to remedy a situation, an ailment, a disease. But Esau, man, Esau's just that anti-nature, man. He's a wild man. Right, it says the implication is that today's transcranial magnetic stimulation isn't really new, so why stop now? Out of all the documents in this collection, the Royal Society of London shows the most enthusiasm for merging the embodied soul with God machines. Linking human brains to computers using the power of artificial intelligence could enable people to merge the decision-making capacity and emotional intelligence of humans with the big data processing power of computers, creating a new and collaborative form of intelligence. People could become telepathic to some degree, able to converse not only without speaking but without words. through access to each other's thoughts at a conceptual level. This could enable unprecedented collaboration with colleagues and deeper conversations with friends. And again, they're just showing this off, not for you sheeple, not for you peons, right? For you goyim, for you useless eaters, for you useful idiots. They're flaunting it as an idea to where we're going next, but they're not going to be giving that technology and power to you people. This is what the elites want reserved for them. And how far they shall go, we shall see. You know, we shall see. They're not going to go full God mode. We know that. You know, and even if they did with that bullshit, let's say they go full God mode, the Most High, when He comes with His angels, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, when Yahushai comes with Michael and his angels and the elect and the thousands of heaven, what do you think all that shit's gonna, what do you think that's gonna do? Even if Esau is the cyborg and he can fly and he still needs a gas tank and all that bullshit, what do you think that's gonna do? It's not gonna do shit. Okay? And that's why the Most High wants to rise up Esau to a certain level of strength and pomp and pride, just to bring him down harder, man. 2 times fucking harder. It's going to be a beautiful spectacle, man. It says the authors warn about possible dangers and abuses, but overall their reservations seem obligatory. These are ivory tower brainiacs, and nothing gets the intelligentsia's mojo rising like the promise of unlimited intelligence. Efforts to enhance memory, learning, decision making, and attention may also provide new solutions. Today's basic cheap headsets are likely to be supplanted by more advanced enhancement technology, possibly including platforms such as multiple micro implants, which is what? The chip, the chip, the potato chip. Animal tests have already shown ways to create memories, control motion by human thought, or embed learning. Electromagnetic brainwashing may seem unnatural, you pitiful caveman, but if you think about it real hard until your head explodes, it's obviously part of natural human progression. And like I said, this is the enterprise of these Edomites, man. Just as Neanderthals were no match for Homo sapiens, and that was you Edomites. You Edomites were the damn Neanderthal caveman. All right, legend of the wild man. Okay. We humans should tremble before the power of the machine. Brains are flexible, and you shouldn't tremble at anything except Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. All that bullshit of cyborgs and AI and robots, cyborgs hitting pads and shooting guns. Yeah, that's a terrifying thing that's coming to the planet. You know, but that's not what we should fear. Okay? The righteous are as bold as a lion. You know, there's gonna be much terror to come on this planet. But look, man, having this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is a special thing in this time. It says brains are flexible, imprecise, error-prone, and slow. Computers are inflexible, precise, deterministic, and fast, creating interfaces that allow us to link the sophistication of human thought with the processing power of AI could open the way to game-changing applications. If you can't beat them, join them. You know, I'm not going to read on, but you get the idea. And then, like I said, there's a lot of points here brothers can read. That's quite interesting. All these here. But anyway, I hope this was edifying. I want to say Kal Halalim La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, who I learned the truth from, to the elders, bishops, and apostles. And shalom to the 144,000 and the 1/3.